Hello to the gamers. Welcome back to the Bazaar. I got a little time to record on a Saturday. Doesn't always happen, Saturday afternoon. I'm hoping this Saturday... Well, I was just going to say I'm hoping the Saturday afternoon crew is a little bit more easy on me. Instead of the games we get on the weekdays, I realize that's probably idiotic. That doesn't really make any sense. You think there's going to be less people at the primetime show than the matinee? Bud, get real. Anyway, we're playing Vanessa because I like playing Vanessa. This is a tough choice, man. Star chart is like, it's almost non-negotiable. And if you have it, you're going to get great benefits from day 5 to 8, 5 to 9, something like that. And its actual like effect is pretty good. Pop snappers, man. Silver pop snappers. 6 burn, 6 burn, 6 burn. It's not insignificant. And then a beach ball appeals to me to haste aquatic items. And then you get like a catfish and a jellyfish and you got a poison build. And then even the narwhal is doing 3 damage per second. Like it's not the best item in the game, but it's not bad as like a value add. But I think I gotta go. You get a good draft pick, you gotta go best pick available. So I'm taking Star Chart. But normally we don't spend as much time thinking about what we're gonna do. And then I'm gonna... You know, just take something that hopefully allows me to have a choice of who to fight on day 1. To be honest with you, okay, so like let's go through it. Pyro, if you get the lighter, it's good. You could maybe build around it. You can buff it up with cinders. But if you get the cinders and you don't get a fire item, you're kind of like left in the lurch. You give silk, but you also give scrap, and if you get a shield item, you're kind of left in the lurch. But Kyber drone, you kind of like, maybe the highs aren't as high, but the lows certainly aren't as low. So I'm going to try this out. And honestly, I would say, I know people aren't going to be happy about this. There's no nuance online. It's early enough to take a Langzhan, is what I'm sure people are saying, but it's not a silver Langzhan, bro. It's we're talking about a bronze Langzhan that's going to gain like 50 damage a day to begin with. I'm not saying you can't make it happen. I'm just saying I wouldn't be optimistic about it. Let's put it that way. I'd be happy with the talisman. I'd be happy with the stinger, man. Don't hurt me anymore. I'm lucky to get through this with a win. The stinger, it does take a little while to charge though, but okay, the Langzhan. So let's look at this. It's 2.5 damage a second. And it takes up 2 spaces. I think it's, I'm sorry to say, I mean, you probably run it day 1.
No weapons?
I really like a crow's nest, man. I'm sorry. We can't run it at all with anything else, but like for the future, I'll be happy to have it, I'm sure. And it'd take me closer to leveling. We lose day 1, I think. The one thing I will say is like I think maybe you give Langzhan a chance with the star chart, and if it works, maybe, and then if it works and we level and we can get it to silver at the end of day 1, so be it. Otherwise, this is kind of just like this is your last chance. I don't think we can beat this, man, because you're gonna you have more HP than us, and you're gonna out heal, and your healing scales. So that, and by the way, this is pretty much how I figured this was gonna go down. I genuinely think there's no hope, and they're not like a scumbag. They're not running like a scumbag build or something. I mean, it's not a dually. Let's be real. It's just you start with silver bushel. We knew pretty much. I mean, that could help, but I still don't think it's going to give it to us. Because, I mean, you're going to heal up. I'm saying if we got to crit it like the perfect time in the sandstorm, maybe. Nah, that's okay. As soon as we took Star Chart, we were kind of angling to peak in like the mid-game instead of the early game. Now, I would have taken it. If they'd given me the dub, I would have taken it, but... And now, I mean, what do you even rock here, man? I honestly don't know. A lifesteal piranha, I suppose. Scrap, medkit, friend, XP is kind of the given. Friend is maybe like, maybe there's a way out, but I don't think there is. At the very least, we can sell it for gold. It's not a good start, but there's hope. I mean, to be honest, 3 seconds, 5 damage. Silver piranhas, 2 damage a second. You're like 1.5, but your crit chance is going to be like 45. I think you are more fitting, and I honestly think that means the piranha's going. We basically turned ourselves into like the duelist or something, right? Cutlass is for the future. Okay, getting that in the shop is actually beautiful. And now I'm like, dude, XP is king. There's no question about it. But in the early game, dude, free freaking health makes a huge difference. It makes an enormous difference. Now I'm just thinking, before we level, would we rather just run a cutlass? I mean, there's no scaling. Multicast of 2 at 5 seconds. You're not gonna be 5. You're gonna be 4.5, and you're gonna be 2.5 seconds. There is a chance that you would not reload, which would be horrible. You have 60. I think we gotta roll this. Now you might not like this. Tent City Mare is like, it's who you fight. Are we gonna be able to make it through Tent City Mare? Or do we have to go? I would just feel safer going Giant Mosquito, man. I'm sorry to say. And if we ever don't crit, I'm gonna cry. But like, this is just a placeholder. It might be a placeholder for one more day. But eventually, the Cutlass is gonna come out there. And I mean, you've seen the build before. You don't need me to explain it. But Cutlass, Crow's Nest, buff the Cutlass as fast as possible. The Cutlass will have lifesteal. It'll do extra damage on crit. Buff the Cutlass, preferably by giving it like sharpening stones and maybe a sick enchantment. And then upgrade the Crow's Nest through the level ups. And then you're off to the races. I think. And now we don't have to hit the shops as much because we're not as stressed. Okay, reducing cooldown. We'd love to see it. I would love to level before tomorrow, so let's do this. And then I kind of like a tasty treat, man. Tasty treat and give me the gravy. They have the gravy. So this is a way for us to add extra crit chance onto our Cutlass once our board expands more than it's expanded thus far. Okay, so here's what you do, gamers. Cutlass gets cooldown reduction. And then I'd really like to... I mean, the 10 damage extra is crazy at this stage of the game. I think you gotta level your Crow's Nest. Because that's... The crit chance is more like endgame for us. And then we don't want to run another weapon. I mean, you could put a catfish out there, or you could put super syrup out there instead of star chart. I think I'd rather use the super syrup against the AI, just so that like we have a better chance of like you put your best foot forward against a human, and if you lose, so what? Like it happens. What do you got going on there? Silenced axe. A little bit of poison. Our lifesteal will clear the poison. They do have a lot of shield, though. I honestly have no idea how this is gonna go. I think if... I'm not trying to be demure or mindful. I think they just win. The poison is not going away. Usually the poison goes away against Dooley because you get to 0 HP and then you move on with your life, but... Yeah, I think here we're cooked. They got a good build, man. Okay, so bad start, but honestly, again, we started with items that have more of a view to peak in the future. I'm not stressed yet. No, that could change pretty quick, but I'm not stressed yet. Artisan Dunes, man. Artisan Dunes? So I think we don't have to sell yet, so let's not sell. But I am going to spend 5 gold doubling the... bonus here, because that matters a lot, and I'd really like to level. And then I'd like to... I mean, if you could just give me a Flaming Cutlass, that would be an outrageous improvement. The question is, do I need the... I think this might be a good attempt to put the gravy out there. In which case we probably should have had you out there earlier. Do we really care if you get a crit chance? Is there anything else we'd rather... Not really, because we're never going to run this, so... Sure. I mean, we might as well just get 2 for the price of 1. This guy could give me a Flaming Cutlass. I'm actually just a little scared that we're gonna lose. But I think because we have lifesteal, we should be good. If you're not familiar with the gravy, by the way, it's actually syrup, even though they're pouring it into an egg for some reason. It has 10 max ammo. Every 4 seconds, it gives 1 permanent crit chance up to the adjacent items. And I know you're going to say that's 10% crit to 2 items. A, that's pretty good. And B, especially when you got something that gives you double crit damage. But then B, hang on, we could actually pass away here. Please go faster. That was closer than I'd like it to be. If you upgrade it, like from a level up, for example, then it gets all its ammo back, bro. So obviously that was not what we wanted to see as our reward, but life goes on. I'll take a free aquatic item. The crab claw. Not... Do they know what they're cooking? We're hoping for some more damage. Leftmost bronze. I mean, I could just give you more ammo. I could level up the cutlass. But it is like... It's kind of... It gives a damage buff, but the damage buff is fairly minor. But I don't really want to level you up right now, because we still got a little juice to squeeze out of you. You know what I mean? I do think it gives more crit chance, but I think, let's be honest, we've lost both our first 2 games. Let's take whatever damage bonus we can get while we can get it. And then I'm taking HP, because, I mean, they want to give us HP for free. We could save money and spend later. I'm not saying it's good, but it's better than going to a shop and getting nothing, I think. Hang on, I got a message here. I'm checking. That's no big deal. 200 damage Langzhan. That's bad, but we have a lot more HP. And they don't have a reloading cannon. We're going to win this one. This could be the start of greatness for us. I mean, I think it's day 5 when the star chart can actually start paying dividends, but just the 15% cooldown reduction is helping us out. By the way, I apologize. I do run the same build like all the time. But I run different builds. I run 2 different builds. I run single weapon Crow's Nest, or I run spam fast weapons Trebuchet. We didn't get a Trebuchet, but we got an early Crow's Nest. What do you want me to do? You got the first overall pick in the draft. You know, Connor McDavid's on the board. You take Connor McDavid. Sorry. Dude. 2 max ammo to this dude. What? What? Get more max ammo, man. What are you doing? Hang on, I'm gonna buy out the stock on Gumball. I'm just surprised, man. Like, shouldn't you? Oh, maybe you'll have a little ammo in battle. Doesn't look like it, man. I thought for sure that was gonna buff you. I thought it was gonna buff you good. But we want to see crit chance. You don't need to be over there, I guess, now that I think about it. The red gumballs are also crazy. I mean, like, 10 red gumballs is the equivalent of the level up we just burned. Which is why I don't like to use a level up on the cutlass, but I think we kind of desperately needed the damage. You don't have a cutlass. I don't know if you have... Technovirus stacks up some burn on you. I'm just a little frightened. We don't scale, so I'm gonna take it easy still. We beat a human, but, like, to be honest, the human's build was pretty bad. So I don't wanna... I don't want to get ahead of myself. But we're doing some very good damage now when we crit. We got a lot of space on our board. Like, to be honest, Star Chart doesn't need to be here long term. Obviously, the gravy is, like, irrelevant. And obviously, Catfish is doing nothing. If we could get a silencer, that would hit the spot. I'd love a cooldown reduction. Sure, man, cooldown reduction. And then I think, like, I hate to be a tryhard, but you take this out so your cooldown's higher, then it reduces by more. And then level up? No. Get a weapon, aquatic item. I think I'm a simple type of guy. It's not the crit chance, it's the raw damage. And I don't love to lose that HP, but it is what it is. Travel almost anywhere. Weapons? Non-weapons? Non-weapons might hit the spot for us, man. I mean, like, to be honest, you can come out. You're not doing a ton for us, but you're doing something. And the Cove is like a piggy bank. I really am... I mean, I guess it doubles the poison. We're about to have a fight against a human. The question is, like, do we want chum out there? It only costs 2. I guess, like, you self... I might upgrade you, because the crit chance is actually, like, meaningful, man. And if anything, hang on, we want to lower the cooldown of the Illusoray, because it has such a long cooldown. The Cove is making us some money here. I think I'll buy the chum bucket just to have, like, a full board, but it is pretty bad. We can't run the Piranha, and it's not a friend, so it doesn't buff Illusoray. We can't run it because we'd lose our lifesteal. So I think our build is a lot better, but it's still not exactly where we want it to go. But I think we're on our way to, like, 4 wins, and things can change on a dime, man. You've frozen my chum bucket. Wow, you've just become a victim of my plan. That's gotta sting, bro. And you want to slow me? Want to slow me? I'd rather slow you. How do you feel about that, brother? Guess what? I just raised the crit chance of my freaking catfish. You might end up with 4 poison on you instead of 2. How does that feel? Probably not so good. Bronze trebuchet? I'm sorry, I'm talking smack for no reason. But you can't be building around a bronze trebuchet on day 4, man. With bronze shark claws and a bronze star chart? You must be an NL viewer the way you're playing. No disrespect. Okay. Crit skills. Yes. We have no skills and we crit a lot. I would certainly like a 4%. It doesn't really matter. Here's the thing. I'm less likely to screw up and misplace an item with a 4% flat on weapons versus a 5% on leftmost item. So that's just to thine own self be true on that one. I would love to... I mean, the regen is probably a little past his best before date, but the Cutlass is really coming down in cooldown time. Infernal Envoy, they got the heat, but I think Duelist has better skills for us. Better items maybe too. Certainly not better items, but maybe better skills. And you have more than half health, your weapons have plus 25 damage. And I honestly think, I mean, if we level up and it can level up a silver, you probably have to go Crow's Nest. Because the star chart tends to not be on the board as you get further and further on. And the Cutlass buffs better through, like, other avenues, like Sharpening Stones. I mean, but I was going to say you could upgrade this, but, like, we're going to get to 100% crit chance with the Crow's Nest anyway. You could actually upgrade the Cove, but... So I think we're gonna go Crow's Nest. It's just the way we do it around these parts. Haste and charge skills. I would love to get something going to get the Cutlass going a little faster. At the start of your fight, haste an aquatic item for 6 seconds. First time you use a large item, haste adjacent items. When you use an aquatic item, haste a weapon for 1 second. See, now... It kind of works for what we're going for. I do like Oceanic Rush too. Maybe we could replace this with a submarine at some point, and then Crashing Waves is like self-perpetuating. And then honestly, I'm a believer in basic chocolate bars right now. I'm now, and I don't think this makes them bad people, but I'm now like more scared of a pig than a Vanessa when I see them in matchmaking. And I think that I'm always impressed, too, because the pig is not always easy to make unless you get an early Beast of Burden. Wait, what's your crit chance? 1? Hang on, we could hold on this. This is not over just because of the fact that they do a lot of damage with that Beast of Burden. We're going to get him, man. They froze the wrong guy. We take those. But I see where you're going, and I think the gold Beast of Burden can get you there, okay? But I got you locked in Star Chart City now, brother. So what do? We work the docks, man. Working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill. I've heard that. Cove's looking okay. And I'm a simple kind of guy. We get our HP back. Let's send it forward. Buffs our Cove. Buffs ourselves. Foreman is interesting, man. Because they have a crane. And a crane gets buffed when medium and large items get used next to it. There is a part of me that's like, I mean, we have a multicast medium weapon with a low cooldown. We might be able to shove a crane into the build and get some impressive damage. It might be a little optimistic, but I think there's a chance. We certainly don't want a bronze chum bucket on the board for too long. I think Cog is good too, man. Haste an adjacent item for 1 second. And actually, you can totally put the Cog where the chum bucket is. That way, it's guaranteed to haste the Cutlass. Every 4 seconds, haste for a second. If we can go to Curio, we can buff that to 2 seconds, and then you're getting like perma-hasted, or close to perma-hasted. But for now, Sharpening Stones for sure. I'll take a peek. I'll take a peek at this one. You never know what you could get. A Katana would be great for fast attacking, but it's too bad at that level, at bronze. A Cove? A golden Cove? Huh? Huh? Deal 80 damage if they have 5 items. Destroy a small item whenever you destroy. Okay, so it's interesting. Dude, Icy Piranha is kind of disgusting. Even though it's bronze, it does no damage with freezing an item for 2 seconds. It's tempting, man. I don't understand what Golden Cove does. Can I need to go. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm becoming a tryhard. How Bazaar. .gg, search items, Cove. Cove becomes golden, doubles its value. I'm gonna purchase that. And, like, you're actually kind of insane. Like, your value being doubled. And I like Cog, don't get me wrong, but your value being doubled. You also shield equal to double this item's value at silver. So you're basically shielding for like 4x what your original value was, man. That's pretty tempting. That's like 120 shield every 2.6 seconds. That's kind of incredible. for this, I mean, it's only day 6, man.
Go ahead.
Now, it does limit our board.
This more
But you can get enchantments that give you lifesteal and keep your crit chance high, and then maybe at some point you're in a position where you could think about dumping the crow's nest. We always say that and then we never do it, but... Okay, this seems like a Vanessa who knows what they're doing, because their board is very unusual compared to mine. Mine is very, very usual. And the worst part is, it isn't gonna matter. I think we have rinsed them and gotten to a bronze victory. Gold trebuchet is a lot scarier than bronze trebuchet for sure. Okay, insane idea. Ammo skills. When you crit, reload an item's ammo. Infinite syrup. Your items have +1 max ammo. If you have 1 weapon, give it 5 max ammo. When you use an item with ammo, give it a 5% crit chance. So all of this is like pretty bad. I don't know if giving you 1 max ammo would even give you ammo. So I'm sorry to say, I think this is a skip. I wish I had not gone here. That's my bad. The worst sell of all time, potentially. The worst monster loot. At least we got our money back. We fight Thug. Because if you get the Thug skill, you're cooking. And you're made of junk. Oh, you get Spices, you might be cooking? Because this is not going to sit here forever. Spices will double the damage of your Katana. Anything else is... Oh, I mean, going to the Thieves Guild, I don't even know what you get in the Thieves Guild, but I'm not against it. I wish you would stop slowing my items. Now I realize this happens every time on the Crow's Nest build. I am like, oh, they keep slowing my weapon, and I'm like, yeah, it's because you only have like 1 active item, bro. You gotta spread out more items to get CC.
It's over already.
Okay, your weapons deal +6 damage. That's not the skill we were looking for. We were looking for all enemy cooldowns are increased by 1 second, but that's okay. Hang on, hang on. I would love to fight a monster right now. Sergeant Suds, man, I'm not sweating. I don't even know if you have anything good, to be honest with you. But you are pretty much free, I think, so... What's hasting you again? Oh, when you use an aquatic, haste a weapon. We're getting pretty good utility out of that.
See that plank? Walk.
Adjacent items gain 5 damage. Adjacent shields gain 5 shield. No wonder you're not hard to kill. Yeah, we don't want those. We do want that though, even though there's really no point to the game or nothing. You don't run out of the going back in time potion.
Now this
But
will inspire the crew.
it looks swag, so I don't know. I don't have a good reason for you.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen.
I'm starting to think that maybe, like, we don't want the Cutlass to be our long-term weapon. I'm telling you, like, oh, they got the same build, but stronger, man. Like, a sub might be the play. Oh, but you've only got 75% crit chance. And I have 130 or something. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy who should be doing, like, the equilibrium to see if that makes us win on a long enough time scale. I'm sure it at least adds a little bit of variance. Oh, dude, am I crazy to think that maybe the haste makes up the difference for us? That 1 second of haste now and then? I mean, like, we're pretty evenly matched. I'm not sure if you've noticed. I didn't see a path for us to lose that after saying they're me but stronger. It turns out they're me but weaker, at least when the sandstorm applies.
Without a blade.
Now, Curio's really, really decent, man. But I think we're kind of locked in. We want some skills. Haste an aquatic item for 6 seconds. Reduce the cooldown of aquatic items. I'll haste an aquatic item for 6 seconds.
Got a Corsair's spirit.
And honestly, I'm going to take free regen because I don't think any of the other shops had anything we're looking for. We'll definitely go 3 loot. Now we're talking. Reduce... I mean, if this cooldown keeps coming lower and lower, like, we're kind of... This is our board. You're replaceable. I don't know with what, but you're replaceable. I think... I'm going for it, man. I think we could take out Dr. Vortex. And if I'm wrong, we might have torpedoed our whole run. But you know what? We got to be XP maxing. This is bad because we only have 2 items that can be frozen or slowed. So that's also the 2 items that are most meaningful for us. But you know what? We're punching through. It's certainly not quick, but they're not doing any damage to us. Although it looks like they may eventually. I don't know. That hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. That one stung a little bit. But I think they die before their weather machine gets to go. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but we'll take that. Oh my god, the first time you do anything,
Is that even a battle?
when you use an adjacent item, charge this 2 seconds. Unfortunately, you are a weapon. But I might hold you here for a minute. I'm definitely you're very interested in you. We've invested a lot in the Cutlass. The Cutlass is multicast. If we could get the skill that gave our weapons lifesteal, and then we could dump Crow's Nest and run multiple weapons, it'd be a different story. So you know, there's a lot in this game to wrap your head around. I'm reminding myself, what is the weakness of our run? Freeze and slow. So we can't control who we go up against. PvP, but PvE, we want to watch out for slow and freeze, because they will lead to you hemorrhaging XP. Monster skills. Okay.
Stick close to me, and we'll get you.
Your small diamond items have their cooldowns reduced. Thanks for that. Your leftmost item with ammo is +1 max ammo. Your leftmost item during combat is +30 value. You have 4 regen for each item with ammo you have. Listen, we got a lot of gold. I'm going to take your leftmost item with ammo as +1 max ammo. And the whole reasoning behind that is that we might want to run a potion at some point. It's great to sell.
This one might.
And you give an item with ammo, man. So that, I mean, you could give me a potion, to be honest. Shadowfax.
Go ahead.
That's Gandalf's horse.
This more fun.
I'm from an era where nerddom was rarer. You gotta give me that one. Now this is interesting. Replies 80 burn and has lifesteal. I mean, 80 burn is crazy, but it is taking you a very long time to get charged. That's a lot of burn. I feel like the Dooley dude right now. Because I'm running into all these, like, creative builds, and I'm just running Cutlass... Cutlass Crow's Nest, like some kind of charlatan, man. I gotta get more creative with it. Okay, what'd you give me, though? Okay, a sellable. By the way, I'm not a total hack. Like, look at this. We got Golden Cove, man. It's a little rare. Your large weapons deal 36 extra damage. +1 max ammo. First time you use a large item, burn 10. First 5 times you use a tool, slow. We're gonna... Well, let's reroll first to find something that might be immediately useful. When you use an aquatic item, haste a weapon for 2 seconds. That's way better, man.
Ooh, the keener the blade.
And then I think...
The fight.
You're gone. You're gone. We have 5 spaces. I'm a believer that with this lifesteal build, one of our best opportunities is going to be max health. And with our max health high, there's a chance that we can beat the sniper. We're going to need to put up a lot of shield early, but that's what the haste is there for. Because if they crit, we're likely to die. And their crit chance is 30. I lived. I forgot that they were hasted, but we get there, okay, now that's a great sign, because normally this is like it's a bearish fight, let's put it that way. If you have one weapon, it does triple damage. Cooldown increased by 50%, but triple damage, dude? That's disgusting. It does have a 5-second cooldown, but still, man. Honestly, I take free item, because the other shops is just not what I'm looking for, man. When you buy an aquatic, it gains 9 heal. Well, let's be honest. Now that we got that, it's never... I mean, I guess it would still apply, but... First time you fall below half health, slow enemy items for 3 seconds. When you slow, your items gain a little crit chance. When you crit, your burn items gain burn. Okay, well, that's nothing. Slowing for 3 seconds, I really doubt that it's going to save our life, but... And to be honest, with the board that we got right now, man, let's pump up that Cove. Millennium 5. So it's going to take a little longer for the Cutlass to fire, but, I mean, triple damage, but a 30% longer cooldown, that seems pretty economical to a fella such as myself. They're doing a little damage themselves, I'm not sure if you've noticed. Plus, honestly, am I crazy to think it makes it like a better haste receiver to have a longer cooldown? Maybe it doesn't have like a exponential effect like that, but I think we're on to something. I apologize, the build is a little boring. That's for sure. But it's also getting the job done. I guess I could have taken the skill that made this have more value in combat, and then okay. Yeah, now you're spitting. At this point, I gotta think, like, spending 25% of your gold on gumballs probably isn't the play. Although, every gumball that we get is like, how much shield? Let's sell a green one. Every gumball we get is 6 shield. So this is 60 shield extra on top of the... I mean, the crit chance is basically... I was going to say it's irrelevant, but I guess it's relevant on our shield, man. So maybe that was sensible. Straight up, you freeze. I think we could probably still kill you, but because you freeze, I'm going to go Master Alchemist. And my thinking is you have potions, man. And if you were to give me, like, a rainbow potion, I could take the Star Shard out and run like a 2 ammo rainbow potion that applies every status effect and thus enables us to get a trigger on like any kind of elemental skill. When you use a tool, reload 1 to adjacent items. Alright. Not what we're looking for, but not being able to have our Cutlass frozen, slowed, or destroyed seems like a top tier upgrade if I'm being honest with you. I'm gonna fish for our Cove, because if the Cove could go diamond, I think that's bullish. And it's just, and this might be, whether you want to call it a problem or the game, that's up for you to debate in the comments. I'm not that interested. I'm having fun with the game. Sometimes, if I have a feedback about the Bazaar. It can be difficult to make the decision to pull the trigger on a high-tier weapon late in the game because you seem to pay more dividends by investing earlier into a weapon. But I don't know how you get around that. So I'm just saying, like, I'm passing up a lot of weapons that are better, but our worst weapon is actually better because we've invested like 6 level ups into it. And there, dude, it's a freeze build, but my cutlass can't be frozen, bro. But you can still target it for freeze. So you're sending all these freezes over here, but it ain't doing anything. And wait, your board doesn't do any attacking, bro. Is that on purpose? Oh, you didn't think I'd get an enchantment, huh? You thought you'd be super annoying, Mr. Hey, you can't use any of your items. You didn't realize I'm the luckiest individual on planet Earth because this fight would have been insanely frustrating and long if we didn't get that enchantment, but we did.
All cannon, no ball.
Say the line, Bart. Well, real talk, I'm not out here trying to gain 10 damage and 146% total crit chance. Why don't you give me a weapon that hopefully sells nicely? Sniper is good, but a silver sniper with no investment in it, it's grist for the mill, brother. It's grist for the mill. And I would like a better Cove, but I mean, there's no such thing as a free lunch, but 10 bucks for 5 chocolate bars, kind of okay. I'm not really sold on burn skills, man. So give me 5 gold for now. Void Golem destroys an item. We can't do it. But I'm telling Void, our hulking experiment might have a potion. Yeah, okay. I'm telling you, man, we got potion skills, dude. As long as it's not a weapon, because bottled lightning is a weapon. We could totally take Star Chart out at very minimal cost and run... I don't really want to run a poison potion that also poisons me. Honestly, I don't think we need 1200 shield. I think we fish for the Cove. We have shield in the form of our lifesteal. When you slow, charge this 3 seconds. I want to make a lighthouse build like really pop. I haven't found the opportunity to do that yet. Bad craftsman blames his tools. When you crit, haste an item for a second. Okay, I mean, even though you're silver, I think that that's better because it's more haste, and it either hastes the cutlass, which is that's what we want, or it hastes the Cove, and when the Cove goes, it hastes the cutlass for 2 seconds. So you're getting there either way, and also will generate more shield off of that. Good chance 57. I'm alive. That's really all I could ask for. I mean, when you're like out hitting a pig's ability to heal, you got to feel pretty good about where you stand on your run. That's amazing. I don't know what to say. I feel like maybe there's not a whole lot of skill involved, but I think we crafted a pretty good run, guys. How about a Cove? How about a Cove? Not a Cove. Golden seaweed. It's okay. I mean, we've gotten very lucky. Again, I'm not in a position to complain. Especially like this, every 3 seconds, 535 shield. Now, if we could get like the first time you crit or the first time you haste, slow an item, that would be okay. First time you slow, freeze an item. First time you fall below half health, you slow. If you have one weapon, every time you use it, slow an item for 3 seconds.
You are a very slow learner.
Okay, listen.
Wonderful.
I don't think we have the damage output, man. I don't think, because the Void Colossus destroys an item. If it destroys Cutlass, we lose. If it destroys Cove, we probably lose, because it'll have time to get to the point where it destroys Cutlass when we lose our haste. I don't know if we'd be taking a potion here if we got... I'm certainly not taking the Noxious Potion, man. Come on. We've been there. And I don't mean on vacation. Just give me the max health. I think it's the best available. A gold tier skill before our next PvP. When you slow, your weapons get a little stronger. First 5 times you crit, charge an item 1 extra second. That's insanity. And is this our first dually, man?
Go ahead. Underestimate me.
Now listen, if we get a 10 piece here, this was not an insanely great run. But can I at least get some props? Because we lost the first couple days with garbage, okay? And, I mean, it's not garbage. Now I want you to apologize for calling it garbage, even though I'm the one who called it garbage. It was a view for the future. And many people watching probably did not respect that at the time. And now they pivoted to saying, oh, of course you won. It's the standard diamond, crow's nest, silver cutlass, lifesteal build. But back on day 2, people were like, this guy's trash. What is he doing with this silver star chart? What are we doing? Getting 10 wins in 12 days. Which I think was 10 straight after the first several losses. So, dude, that's a rank ticket. That's a rank ticket in the book, man. In the books, I guess. The book is different from the books. It's two different things. Is it free rank time? Not yet. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Probably didn't learn too much, but it just goes to show you got to know what kind of run you're having, right? If you get if your first pick is a silver trebuchet, you probably want to win 10 games in a row because it can fall off. Your first pick is a silver star chart. Maybe you're saying, okay, we're going to take some heat in the market, but time in the market beats timing the market. And then you time the market on days 5 through 9 by working the docks. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, I'll see you next time. Later.